Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Quad City sports fans of all ages, Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, Jaybird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the dawn. Hey, hey, hey. Good afternoon, Quad Cities. We are back. Yes, we had yesterday off. And by gosh, do I have to share the story with you.
What story are we talking about here?
One I already talked to you off the air about, because I got some phone calls like, you're not on the air. Like, I guess I didn't post anything yesterday.
Who doesn't need a little break in the middle of the week?
Sure, yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Take it off.
Weather was decent a little bit, you know. But
did you get the leaves raked?
No,
me neither. I still haven't even bought a rake. I haven't made that step yet.
I'm going to do it, but they, You messaged. You thought like you had things to do that I took the day off, and it wasn't. I was like, no, I wasn't feeling well.
I just don't want to let you down, man.
I was worried about it.
I get bummed, man.
Sometimes I like to let people in on everything that goes on in my life. A little bit too much TMI, but I hadn't been feeling too well, and obviously in this day and age, you got to be like, uh-oh.
Good thing we're 6 feet apart.
Yeah, I guess a good thing. And it was like a cough; it wasn't going away, and it's all kinds of little things. I'm just
shortness of breath.
Not really. But, and then I had like tweaked my lower back, and I'm just getting old. And then on like Monday out of nowhere, I got like what I believed was swollen lymph nodes underneath my armpits. So sorry for the TMI, but I'm like, oh man, that feels, you kind of feel over there, and it's not like lactic acid from working out. Like, and then you kind of see some bumps, and you're like, uh-oh. And then you Google it, and by the way, if you Google something enough and you keep scrolling down, eventually you're going to find out you're dying. Just a fun fact, yeah. I'd be the
3
first,
times this month, actually.
Sure, I'd be the first to tell you, like, do not go to WebMD no matter what. But I was still doing it, and I have that symptom now all of a sudden, yeah. And then all of a sudden now I was getting headaches, because is headaches the symptoms? I'm like, I don't think so. And then, of course, now I'm getting a headache, and I'm just dead. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. And so I scheduled an appointment with a doctor, and I was like, I'll take the day off of it. But by the way, in this day and age, the right thing to do is, if you think it might be viral, pull yourself out. And that's what I messaged the OM and said, I have to go to the doctor. Here's the symptoms. If it's viral, I can't bring that into the building. And he said, absolutely. And that's just advice to anybody out there. So I go to the doctor, and they go down the list of things and asking me questions. And no. And eventually they're like, all right, well, let's see your lymph nodes, your swollen lymph nodes. And they're just like, no, it's not viral. It's bacterial. I'm like, okay, cool. Sorry about that. And they give me the whole thing. Did you change deodorants? No. Do you shower after the gym? Of course. And finally, they're like, well, okay, we don't really know, but we'll give you some antibiotics. And then the last question was the bingo. Have you been in a hot tub? I was on Friday.
Split splash.
That's right. They're like, was it yours? I was like, no, but it's brand new. And I mean, nothing that. I mean, maybe chemicals. And they're like, yeah, no big deal. Just if you get in a hot tub, maybe just make sure you shower afterwards. And so I got all these symptoms of whatever else and thought for sure I was dying. Mm-hmm. I mean, I gave myself Hodgkin's lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, any other type of lymphoma possible I diagnosed myself for. So this is a little story for you. Don't get too caught up in symptoms or anything else, but take care of yourselves. Think of others.
I'm glad you're not dying.
Yeah, me too.
I really am.
Yeah. So think of others, and then get the right diagnosis from the proper people. Mm-hmm. Don't use the internet. There's doctors for a reason. They go to school for that. So, but we're back, and today couldn't be more fun, off the wall stuff to talk about.
Just how we like it.
Absolutely. We have to go. We're going to jump right into where we left off on Tuesday, where we are going to look at the NFL, the standings, where they're at right now, and what we actually think who those 5, 6, 7, what the playoffs are going to look like.
Yeah.
Compared to what they were if the playoffs started right now, if there's any changes. Because we gave our power rankings on Tuesday as well. Got a lot of great feedback about my my analyzing the lyrics of Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Taylor Swift's All Too Well, the 10-minute version, and how it's really about Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's little did I know that even though the first time I did it, I didn't bring the lyrics in that I had, and then I did the other lyrics, but I wasn't doing the 10-minute version. There's so much I left out for you, but I'm not going to go through that again.
Hey, at least you're getting something off Jake Gyllenhaal's back.
That's right. Yeah. Boy, that poor guy.
Man, he is relieved
mm-hmm.
you came along.
I know. So good feedback there, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop with the absurdity, and I'm going to bring that in as well. We're going to look at the MLB awards going up into tonight's MVP announcements.
Ohtani Day.
Yeah, that's got to be the lock, right?
Yeah.
So we'll look at the MVP awards again. We'll look at who the award winners were, the MLB awards, and then the MVP tonight, and who the award winners were. And probably near the end of the show, we'll look at the list of the top, the ranking of the best MVPs of all time. We've got that, and then we've got we've got something to do with the Survivor Series.
Okay.
But it's not what everyone's thinking right now, the WWE Survivor Series, because what they're thinking is that it's going to be us breaking down the Survivor Series, which we're not going to do. And it has a lot to do with a post that I made 3 years ago, and then I shared yesterday, and somehow people don't get it, but then Brad Hines came through with, I don't know if you even saw the comment. I think I tagged you in it.
I started reading it as I was sitting here when we started the show.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
so we're going to do a lot
I want to know how
stuff.
I missed this 3 years ago. Like, did you delete my comment? I feel like I had to have said something.
I don't know if it was like, and I said it on, so the conversation started because it was right about this time when Survivor Series comes. And I wanted to do it. I got a phone call. That's better. See, that we don't know what's going on here today, this Thursday. ESPN 1170 AM. Who we got?
You got old Ron that's going on the phone, boys.
Right.
How you doing today?
Doing well.
Hey, boys. Hey, I don't know if you've been following this whole roller derby thing in Cleveland or not, but boy, I tell you what, how dare the MLB come up and flex their muscles on this well-established roller derby team. I said, I've been following these Guardians in their league for many, many years now, and these girls are the ones you don't want to mess with. Heck, if I was the MLB, I would be watching my back. If I was, you know what I'm saying there, Jay? Names like Rhonda, the Y chromosome snuffleupagus. She brings the true meaning to the word center. You don't want to mess with something like that. And, boy, you can't also forget their speedster, Jenny the Flash Gordon. She might look small, but, boy, I'll tell you what, she can go around you 3 times before you even find out what happened to you. Trust me, I know from experience. Jay, it took me to ask her afterwards, did we just make love? I was so confused. I didn't know what just happened. It was fast. And, boy, I don't need any help there, Jay. I'll tell you what, I'm just getting a little older. So for the MLB to be flexing their muscle and not paying these poor girls off for their name, I'd be cautious. I would not walk down any dark alleys anytime soon because I didn't name all the girls on that league. I tell you what. So now that I told you that, I said, one more thing. Why are they changing the name of the Staples Center? Hell, Jay, for $700 million, you and I could rename that place. What would you have named it, Jay?
That's a great question. Staples Center is now crypto, right? Cryptocurrency.
Crypto. What the heck is crypto?
I don't know. I'm more impressed that you named more Cleveland Guardian roller derby players than I can name Cleveland Guardian baseball players.
Jay, that is a real big professional sport, and there needs to be a better following. I'm telling you this right now.
Absolutely. What would I name it? You know what? Here's what I wouldn't name it. I wouldn't name it My Place or Third Base, the last stop before home, or the library, just so you can be like, I'm going to the library. Yeah. And then you really, hey guys, we can go catch a game. She let me know. Yeah. The 19th, the golf course or anything like that. What would I name? That's a great question. For $700 million.
Mamba's house.
Mamba's house. Ooh, name it after Mamba. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter what you name it because we need to start a GoFundMe page, and you can use your little radio show to help us pay for this.
Yeah.
What makes the difference between a center and an arena? The Staples Center, and now you're an arena. What makes the difference between the two?
Yeah,
I'm just getting confused.
No one wants to go call it the Tax Slayer Center anymore anyway. We could come up with something better for that name if we get a GoFundMe.
It'll always be the mark. Just like that place will always be the Staples Center. It doesn't matter what you name it. It's going to come right back around.
I can't believe it's been 20 years since the Staples Center. It seems like it was like 20 months ago. It's been named that for 20 years.
Yeah. And the other thing is I got to tell you, a lot of stuff's been going on lately in college football, and I'm telling you what, Cincinnati, Oregon, and let's just face it, the whole Big 12, they should be praying that Alabama comes out with a 2-loss season this year because they ain't having no playoff without Nick Saban in it.
No.
It ain't happening, and they will make sure the following year they have 6 to 8 so that they will never again see another playoff without that Nick Saban boy, I tell you. So I'll be watching that. I'll be rooting for the Georgia Bulldogs because that way we get the 18 and there'll be no more discussion as, we should have got in. We're the Big 12. We had a good season, but we don't play defense. No more. We'll see if you could actually do it. And then 2 days left on the Red Circle, boys. Better not be sleeping on that Illini. Come Saturday at 1 p.m., the Illini will take down their third top 25 opponent. I mean, Ron has to take off his shoes and count to see where I will rank. You're lucky it ain't ranked any higher than 19 because I lost that toe in that medieval time jousting contest. I tell you what. So by the end of the day, I'm going to have my winning lottery numbers, and they're going to be this: 7, because that's what Penn State was when we beat them; 20, that's what Minnesota was when we beat them; and 17, because that's what Iowa is right now; and 10, because that's what Illinois is ranked in basketball; and 3 and 69, because you can't go wrong with 69, my fellas. So you guys have a a afternoon, and try to stay out of that blizzard that's going to happen at about 11 p.m. today. We'll talk to you later.
We got thanks, Ron. We got to do our leaves if a blizzard's coming at 11 p.m.
There's a blizzard coming?
I don't know. It sounds like it. I'm going to believe everything. That was fantastic. I love the lotto numbers at the end.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, thanks to Ron Mexico for calling in.
What was it? What was it called before the Staples Center?
The Forum?
I have no idea.
I know it was the Forum
Is
in
the
the
Staples
80s.
like Staples, like the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, does Staples even exist really anymore? It probably had
online.
Yeah,
I think there's a Staples. There's one over by PetSmart, right?
Is there?
Target, yeah.
I have no idea.
People just go online and get that stuff.
We just go to Target, and kind of black out everything else around there.
Yeah, everything's just Target right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was just the Forum. It probably could have been something in between during that whole age of naming things. But
fun fact about Staples: when I was living in Muscatine and I was younger, I won 2 front row tickets to SmackDown at Staples.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They gave away 4 tickets. Only 2 people entered, so they gave us each 2 tickets. And I guess it wasn't a very popular thing to sign up for. It's free to sign up. And
at the Staples Center?
No, so Staples.
Yeah,
Staples. So in Muscatine, they had a giveaway. It was 4 tickets to SmackDown.
Okay.
So I gave 2 tickets to these people and 2 tickets to us. And I was sitting front row SmackDown. It was when WCW was invading WWE.
Wow.
Linda McMahon showed up. Yep, I've at the mark.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Right on. Yeah, well, we're gonna break that down a little bit later when we talk about the Survivor Series, and we'll relive that as well. Tonight you got the Patriots at Atlanta. Patriots are 6-4. Falcons are 4-5. New England has won 6 straight against Atlanta, including the infamous Super Bowl. Was that 51? Put it another way, the last time the Patriots lost in this matchup was in November of 1998. It's a long time. Mac Jones was 2 months old.
Oh, wow.
That's exactly it. Yep.
The Bulls were good then. The Bulls are good now.
Look at that. Yeah. It's all coming full circle. So maybe you're saying take Atlanta tonight, huh?
No.
Don't
take Atlanta.
No. So he did mention, Ron Mexico talked about the Iowa and Illinois game. That line is 12. That's an interesting line. The over-under is 38.5.
They're not going to beat us without their head coach, right?
Yeah. They have covered 3 straight games on the road against the spread.
Okay.
They're not going to beat us. But that 12 seems a little bit excessive. Mm-hmm. The numbers don't really add up to it. It really makes it more like a 9-point game if you do the average of points allowed, points forced. What Illinois has been able to do against the spread on the road, that over is the lowest it's been this century. It has never been I think the lowest before that previous was 42, and it was crushed.
What was it now? What is it?
It's 30.5 now.
38.5?
Yeah, but in the series, like when I'm saying in the past, we'll just say in the past 20 years, in this past century, looking back at all the numbers, the head-to-head with Iowa and Illinois, it has never been this low. It's never been below 42, I believe.
We're scoring 38, right?
Wow.
We're running all over them.
You're just saying Padilla's got those first game.
Oh, yeah, they've had their highs. Illinois has had their highs.
And then you're telling me that Deuce is number 2 on the depth chart, so if Padilla, sneezes wrong, Deuce is in, the Deuce is loose.
The Deuce is loose.
I like that one, though. The Deucer just comes in and just starts doing things. Yeah. Just deuces all over him. It just doesn't end.
So many T-shirts. Yeah. He's got to have.
I know. Someone's got to sign him. Ray Gun's got to sign him to NIL deal. And all the things that they have. I don't know why they haven't yet already. So
sign him up.
Mm-hmm. I think I think Nate Kading's got a T-shirt company in Iowa City or whatever else. It's like Campus Town or Campus Life. And he needs to make a bunch of T-shirts when that's going to happen, and it's right around the corner. Yeah, we've got all that and more. When we come back, let's do our thing where we look at.
Let's do our thing.
Where we look at what we left off on Tuesday, the NFL, and where we think it's going to end off at, and then we'll go into a little bit of some of the Major League Baseball awards that we missed. We talked about them on Tuesday, but we missed the big announcement of Manager of the Year.
That was disappointing.
And then Cy Young of the Year. But I have your trivia question, and you do your job when you don't let me forget.
You're early today. Look at you not forgetting.
I know.
You must be feeling better.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay. Corbin Burns is the first Brewers pitcher to win a Cy Young since 1982. You want to know the pitcher's name?
Yeah, sure.
In 1982?
Okay.
Boy, this guy had some problems with his last name when people calling him things.
Uh-huh.
We can talk about it off the air, but the listeners can do it as well. The pitcher who won it for the Brewers in 1982, his name was Pete. I'm going to slow this down. Pete Vukovich.
Vukovich.
Yeah, you can.
A lot of V's.
Yeah. 1982. That's when Milwaukee played in the American League East. What are the 7 teams that made up the American League East in 1982?
Okay.
So, I'm going to slow down. Corbin Burns is the first Brewers pitcher to win a Cy Young since 1982. That pitcher's name was Pete Vukovich. When Milwaukee played in the AL East, my trivia question for you, and you can answer on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread, do it in the car or wherever you're listening right now. What 7 teams made up the AL East in 1982? We'll be right back here. Don't hassle us. We're local on ESPN 1170 AM.
Hi, this is Derek.
And this is Skip. We are the twins from Arbar Davenport.
And you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
On ESPN 1170 AM.
This is WQAD's Matt Randazzo, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
The masters of comfort and efficiency. Call Precision Air for your furnaces, geothermal units, humidifiers, and indoor air products. Temperatures can turn quickly, and indoor air quality is more important than ever. Call Precision Air to see how they can help keep your home warm, clean, safe, and efficient this winter. Call Precision Air today to schedule your fall furnace tune-up or an estimate on their indoor air quality products. With the best brands and warranty in the industry and 0% financing, call Precision Air today. Precision Air will be right there.
Riverstone Group has spent 125 years working to be the best. How would you like to join a local family-owned company with a great work environment? Riverstone Group offers a competitive wage and benefits package including health, dental, and vision plus, insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, and more. Current openings include quarry plant operator, assistant quarry superintendent, local Class B truck driver, electrical engineer, and fabrication shop utility person. To apply, visit riverstonegroup.com and click on careers.
Since 1978, Advantage Advertising has been your one and only choice for promotional products and corporate apparel, all with your company's logo. At Advantage Advertising, you'll find products that are perfect for golf outings, company anniversaries, holiday parties, or health, wellness, and safety programs. We're accredited by the Better Business Bureau and a long-standing member of the Quad Cities Chamber. Visit AdvantageAdvertising.us to see all of the possibilities. Advantage Advertising, a proud supporter of Iowa State Athletics.
It's Black Friday now at JCPenney. Starting Friday, shop thousands of Black Friday deals across the store while they last. Our Yes Please diamonds are only $19.99 each. Bundle up the family in jackets under $25. Plus, update with cookware and cutlery, now $9.99 each after $10 mail-in rebate. These deals are yours for the gifting. Happy Black Friday, JCPenney. Offers valid on select items 11/19 through 11/21. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
That has to be the ugliest t-shirt I've ever seen.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Where did you even find something that ugly?
I got it at QC Custom Tees. They are doing these ugly sweater-themed t-shirts for local businesses with their logo on them. As soon as I heard about it, I got them for my entire staff to wear for the holidays.
Okay, that makes more sense.
They are offering t-shirts, long-sleeve t-shirts, crew neck sweatshirts, and hoodies, all with this ugly design on them. Oh, and the t-shirts are super soft.
I might have to get some for my staff. Or maybe I can get my gym to get some for us to wear.
That's what's so great. Anyone can put their logo onto this ugly design. Plus, a portion of every t-shirt sold goes back to King's Harvest Pet Rescue in Davenport to help them during this holiday season.
That's a win-win. I'm definitely going to get my staff some of these.
Don't wait too long. They're printing them for a limited time only. And even though we haven't cut the turkey yet, the holiday season is already upon us.
Go to their website, qccustomtees.com, or see them on Facebook. QC Custom Tees.
Hi, I'm Mike Ham with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. 2 Sundays ago, Cam Newton said he was eating a bowl of cereal. He may now be the Panthers' lucky charm at quarterback. Carolina head coach Matt Rule says he's, quote, trending toward starting Newton this week against Washington. Newton accounted for 2 touchdowns in just 9 plays in a win over the Cardinals, just 3 days after signing with the Panthers. After missing 2 games with an ankle injury, Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray returned to practice on Wednesday, and he says he feels pretty close to being ready to play this week. Some other QB news: the Jets will start Joe Flacco Sunday against Miami, while the Dolphins expect Tua Tagovailoa to be back in the starting lineup despite an injured finger. Meanwhile, in Detroit, Jared Goff did not practice Wednesday and is being called day-to-day with an oblique injury. And 2 All-Pros back at practice Wednesday after being sidelined by injuries on Sunday: Saints running back Alvin Kamara and Cowboys left tackle Tyron Smith. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 6680 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 6680. Enjoy.
Sports news can break anytime. Get it when it does. Download the free mobile app from the sports leader now. ESPN 1170 AM.
We're back here, ESPN 1170 AM. Don't Hassle Us with Local, November 18th, 2021, 12:23 in the afternoon. Keep that date in mind because it's going to come handy here in a second. 2018, 2021. Okay, I gave you a trivia question before we went to break. And that was, Corbin Burns is the first Brewers pitcher to win a Cy Young since 1982, when Milwaukee played in the AL East. What 7 teams made up the AL East in 1982? Adrian?
Well, let's just start it out there. I think with the information you gave me, the Brewers.
Yeah. Good job.
The Brewers are one. Nailed one. Yankees.
Yep.
Red Sox.
Yep.
Orioles.
Yep.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Is that 7? That's got to be close.
6. That's 5.
Jeepers. That's all I got for you, Jay.
Well, one is currently still in the AL East.
Oh, the Blue Jays?
There's one in your final one. Ron Mexico referred to them to the end. It's called.
Oh, the Indians.
The Indians, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
Cleveland. I didn't know that.
Yeah, in 82, those were the 7 teams. The Brewers,
Actually,
Orioles, the
the
Red
Blue
Sox,
Jays.
Tigers, Yankees, Indians, and Blue Jays. 1982. Kind of a weird story, but we'll talk about that. Weird story about Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly, who threw a pretzel at a 49ers fan. At least she could complete that, I guess.
What?
Yeah, so she got upset about a fan, and I mean, he throws 2 interceptions, and she gets mad or whatever. She did apologize after she did that. She said on an Instagram post, she said, "I'm an idiot. I knew I was wrong."
Well,
but
she throwing a couple back?
Huh?
Having a couple Michelob Ultras?
Yeah, we got another phone call. Yes, all right. ESPN 1170 AM. What we got?
Let me tell you something, Jay Foster.
All right.
You're bringing up 1982.
Sure.
You got to connect the dots, man. 1982 AL Rookie of the Year, Cal Ripken Jr.
That's right.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Cal Ripken Jr., who got hosed for the AL Cy Young. Dave Stieb had more lower ERA and more Ks than this. That guy, I'm not going to say his name.
Because it's just too hard, yeah. It's not hard.
Yeah. So Dave Stieb gets hosed. He finishes 4th.
Wow.
Dave Stieb and Cal Ripken beat up Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I bet that's it. I heard that.
Nice.
Yeah. Dave Stieb was also a special special consultant on Bull Durham, so that's another thing. Yeah. So he has direct connection with him. Yeah. I heard that.
You got to connect the dots.
Uh-huh.
You got to connect the dots.
Yeah, he was his batting practice pitcher so he could do Bull Durham.
Where was Dave Stieb the night the lights went out? I know where he was.
Yeah, I know where he was.
He was in the press box. He was in that press box, that room behind the press box, hitting that button.
Yeah, and by the way, in Easter eggs, we could talk about it, whatever else. And we were talking about cutting the lights. It had nothing to do with cutting the lights. It was like just 36 lights went out. Like this whole thing that someone took a hedge clippers to it in episode 1 is ridiculous. It was just like 36 lights that went out.
Oh, they said that somebody took a hedge clipper to him?
That's when we end like one of the first episodes.
I thought you just made that up.
No, it's getting it. I don't know.
Sounds like something you'd make up.
It goes up and it does sound like something I'd make up though. Yeah. Easter eggs. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Ohtani wins American League MVP.
He should.
Who's going to win National League?
Jeez, I don't know.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it, Easers.
Should be. I have no idea. I think.
Juan Soto.
Hey, hold on. Now you got me out of B-Ref. I'd have to see who the WAR leader for the year was. It's probably going to not be Bryce Harper.
Harper's WAR was pretty high up there. Where was that at? When I broke that down that one day.
Speaking of ripoffs, can we talk about how Zach Wheeler got hosed out of this?
That was something else.
Cy Young.
Yeah, it was a really close vote. That you're talking about. Wheeler over. You mean Wheeler Burns over Wheeler?
Yeah, because Wheeler had just an insane amount more innings than Burns.
Yeah, but
it was like.
But Burns, you can't. It's not that bad though. I mean, I don't think Kevin Cash should have won the Manager of the Year.
No, he definitely should have.
No.
If you just played in the World Series, you don't belong. You don't belong in as a Manager of the Year. I said this a few years ago. I want to say it was like Wisconsin's basketball coach won Coach of the Year. The year after they went to the Final Four.
Okay.
I'm like, how does that work? Like, you went to the Final Four last year. How does going and winning the conference again make you the Coach of the Year? You just had the same team back. So yeah, I don't think Cash deserved it. But
all right, so here's what Corbin Burns did though. He led all the major leagues in ERA, strikeout rate, strikeout to walk ratio. His FIP and barrel rate, which is just more and more stats. That just annoys me when I start reading stuff like that. I'm like, someone comes up with a new one every time. So I'm okay with Corbin Burns. I get Zach Wheeler though as well. I mean, again, let's just take a look at this though, and I still stand behind that. Scott Service should have won American League Manager of the Year.
Absolutely.
So here's outside of the Managers of the Year, the winners. And the Rookie of the Year, nobody else that won their teams are in the except and Brewers made it too though. But not a lot of representatives of people who made it to the postseason.
No.
And obviously, we already talked about the finalists, all three finalists in American League and National League. They did not make the postseason at all. So,
all right, I'm comparing here. All right.
All right.
So Harper rolled with a 5.9. This is BREF WAR. I'm not going over that Fangraphs WAR that the owners want to use to give people more money.
Mm-hmm.
So 35 homers to 29 Harper. How many games? 488, 5. Oh, they had about the same at bats. I think you got to go Harper here.
Mm-hmm.
Harper has more steals.
He had a better second half.
Harper got OPS plus. Harper's got him beat there. Yeah, Harper's got a better OPS too. I think you got to go Bryce Harper. Tatis didn't play enough for me.
He didn't play enough for me either.
All right, thanks for the phone call there. Sounds great.
Real quick before I let you go, because I want to talk about today. 55 years ago today, Sandy Koufax announced that he would be retiring at the age of 30. He basically was just saying, I got an arthritic arm, and I don't want permanent damage. Koufax said years later, quote, "In those days, there was no surgery. The wisdom was if you went in there, you would only make things worse. Now you go in, fix it, and you're okay for next spring." He was a hometown Brooklyn guy. He started the Bigs in 1955 at the age of 19. He was okay his first 6 seasons, but then after 1961, from the age of 25 to 30, he went 129-47 with a 2.19 ERA, winning 3 Triple Crowns, 3 Cy Youngs, and 1 MVP. He won 3 World Series in 4 tries and had a 0.95 ERA across 55 innings in those World Series games. Willie Stargell, who had just 2 hits, the Hall of Famer, had just 2 hits and 23 at-bats against Koufax, said this of Sandy Koufax: "Hitting against Sandy Koufax is like drinking coffee with a fork." It's incredible. Retired 55 years ago today.
That sounds really hard. Drinking coffee with a fork.
I know.
That sounds really hard.
So, you got anything else for us, Caesar A's?
No, that's all. I had to give you crap because of the 1982 thing.
I
Also my
appreciate
birth
it.
year.
And yeah, I'm also your birth year. I'm pretty sure Dave Steve was a consultant and his BP coach on Bull Durham. So yeah, he probably, and then Costner probably went yard on him. He looked at him too long, and Dave Steve was like, "Someday I'm getting you back." I'm looking into this. I like this. Yeah, he showed him up a little bit too much in Dyersville, where Caesar A's is from. So, all right, buddy. Thanks for the phone call. Appreciate you. Yeah, bye. All right. We're going to get in the NFL here real quick. I'm going to give you one more list of all the fun things we're doing here and talking about, okay? According to Sportico, this is a subscription, the 25 highest paid coaches in the United States sports all make at least $8 million, including 14 from the NFL, 7 from the NBA, and 4 from college. Here's your top 10. Do you want to make a guess at the top 10? The top 10 coaches in the United States. Do you want to take a run? Give me name that tune. How many can you do? Do you think? What's your over under? 6.5? 5.5?
Oh man, of the top 10?
Yeah, you're gonna guess the top 10 highest paid coaches in the United States.
I don't even know if I get 5.
Take a guess at it.
Saban.
Saban he is 1, 2. He is number 7. He makes $10.7 million per year.
McVay.
Sean McVay is not on the list.
See, this is where I'm going. Just Thibodeau.
Tibbs is not on this list.
See,
you got one more strike.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid is number 4. He makes $12 million a year.
Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians is not on this list. At $18 million, number 1, Bill Belichick.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it'd be lower than that.
You would think.
I would think,
hey, can you guys take a...
I almost didn't think he was going to be on the list.
The salary cap must not be on there. You would think, you'd be like, hey, no, let's pay my assistants more. Don't give it to just me. You would think, like, I want to... Yeah. Pete Carroll, $12 million.
Okay.
Sean Payton, number 3 at $12 million. Basically, they're all second. Pete Carroll makes 12. Sean Payton makes 12. Andy Reid makes 12. Greg Popovich, 11.5. Mike Tomlin, 11.5. Nick Saban, 10.7. You already got some Jimbo Fisher.
Oh, really?
$9.5 million.
Huh.
Kyle Shanahan, $9.5 million.
That's too much.
Steve Kerr, $9.5 million. I bring this up because Michigan State is reportedly set to offer Mel Tucker a 10-year, $95 million, which would put him in the top 10.
Oh,
Mel
really?
Tucker in the top 10 of paid U.S. coaches.
I really don't want him to leave.
They really don't want him to leave. And if you listen to Emily, Emily is not a fan of Mel Tucker.
Okay.
So she's that's going to come back and bite him in the rear end. She didn't like what he did in Colorado. She did not have good reports, and she does not think it's going to work out. He's Mel Tucker, who has not won a conference title yet, is going to be a top 10 paid U.S. coach.
What do you think he'll get from everybody else?
Well, LSU is going to have to beef it up a little bit.
Do you take less money to go to LSU?
No.
Or money over everything?
What do you think his buyout is then? That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Absurd.
I want you to keep that top 10 in mind because those names are going to be coming up later. All right. On Tuesday, we said we wanted to take a look at the standings and where we think they're going to end up in the NFL and where we actually think what that's going to make up that 5, 6, 7 seed. Because we can kind of the divisions. There's a couple divisions that are tight. There's some that we can pretty much almost lock them up.
Yep.
So I've got my 7. And they don't look the same as what the current seedings are now. If the playoffs were to start today in the in the AFC, okay?
Which the AFC is far different than what's going on in the NFC.
The Tennessee Titans are 8-2. They would be the 1 seed, so they'd have the bye. Your 2 seed would be the Buffalo Bills. 3 would be Baltimore Ravens. 4 would be the Kansas City Chiefs. 5 would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. New England would be your 6, and the Chargers would be your 7. If it were to start right now.
Yes.
In the NFC, Green Bay would be your 1 seed, and they would have the bye. Arizona would be the 2 seed at 8-2. Dallas would be your 3 seed. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be your 4. The Rams would be your 5 seed. New Orleans your 6, and Carolina Panthers your 7. Where do you see this actually weighing out when it's all said and done?
We can just pretty much agree. Green Bay and Dallas are pretty much locked in the playoffs here.
Yeah, Green Bay and Dallas are locked in the playoffs. So if you want to do the NFC first, we'll do the NFC first.
Let's do the NFC first. I feel like it's
Green
easier.
Bay
Let's
and
get it out
Dallas
of the
are
way.
locked in. All right.
You know, the Arizona and I feel like the Rams both are locked into the playoffs too. It's not going to play itself out too much more.
Okay,
one
I'm
of
with you there.
One of them is going to be in the division, win the division. The other one's going to be the 5 seed.
Mhm.
That's how it's going to go. Now the 6 and 7.
The teams, yeah.
So yeah, it's 6 and 7, and the teams: New Orleans and Carolina.
Well, who's winning the South?
Oh, Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Sorry, I think
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is going to win.
Gotcha. Okay.
I just think the quarterback play is better. The teams are better. I know he's got to play both of them again still. Or just
He's got Carolina twice, New Orleans.
Once.
I can't say he. New Orleans once.
He.
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, it's just Carolina. He's got. Obviously. He's got at Atlanta. Those are his divisional games that he's got.
I'm not saying this team's firing on all cylinders by any means right now, but time to get healthier, and
Sure.
they'll have better days ahead. I feel like, and I think they're going to run away with that division.
Mhm.
All right, so we just look at the 6 and 7. Does New Orleans or Carolina make the playoffs in your mind?
No, I do not believe that.
I don't think so either.
I completely agree with that.
I
New Orleans
do not.
still has to look and play. This at Philadelphia game is a pick 'em this week. I thought about this. I looked into the DVOA of New Orleans because even though Philadelphia has a very good run blocking system, they don't do well against good defensive run teams. But New Orleans is actually in the bottom half. I thought they're much better, but New Orleans still has to. They still have to play Buffalo and Dallas. They are at home though. They have to go to Tampa Bay and play, and then they have divisional games that are in there too. They've got Carolina at the end of it and at Atlanta, and then Carolina. He doesn't even know who's starting. He says he's flirting with the idea of Cam Newton. They do have a bye in front of them
next week.
No, in 2 weeks. They got the Washington football team this week. Then they're at Miami. but they have to go to Buffalo. They are home against Tampa Bay. Carolina is. They still have to go to New Orleans, and they have to go at Tampa Bay. So they've got to go 1-1 at least in that Tampa Bay. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Carolina's going to make it. I don't. So we're paddling in the same boat. So now we got to figure out who are the two teams that are jumping in.
Does Minnesota have a chance? You don't like Zimmer?
I do not like Zimmer. It pains me to say this. I think they're getting in, and gosh darn it all. Listen, if the Cardinals can fire their coach after making the St. Louis Cardinals, making the playoffs, and this has happened before, you can fire Mike Zimmer.
Yeah.
And just because you back into the playoffs or whatever else and get in at a 8-9, 9-8, doesn't mean that you should have your job back in this day and age. They're looking at, obviously, Green Bay this week at San Francisco. That's going to make or break a little bit. Then at Detroit, that's a winnable game. Home against Pittsburgh, winnable game. At Chicago, winnable game. The Rams, who knows if that's a get-right season for them so far, and there's questions out there. And at Green Bay, then Chicago. It's still looking at, I think they can pull some of that off in 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they can get 5 or 6 victories out of that.
Yeah.
And I think that can put them in there.
That'll put you in the playoffs.
Yeah. So that if they do 5,
That's
they get
a
them at
big
9, they get to 5, they can 9-8. Yeah.
That Minnesota-San Francisco game is huge.
Sure.
For both those teams.
So I'm with you. The Vikings get in. I have them highlighted.
Okay. Who else you got highlighted? You got the San Francisco 49ers?
I have the San Francisco 49ers.
So you're just flopping the 8-9.
Yeah. I have the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay. I can't argue with that.
Let's see. Just beat the Rams at home. At Jacksonville this week. That Minnesota game's big. At Seattle. $12 million isn't looking too good for Pete Carroll. At Cincinnati, I think Cincinnati, the O-line is wearing down. I think that's a winnable game on the road. Home against Atlanta, winnable. At Tennessee, who knows where Tennessee's at on that situation, because Tennessee could have that locked up by then, trying to get healthy, but I know it's Week 16, that's looking too far ahead. Home against Houston, and then at that point, that'll be a big game at the Rams, because they're both trying to get in.
Yep.
If they're both one's already locked in, let's say the Rams are already locked in, they might not play, do their own division a favor.
Yeah.
They might not want to keep them out, but who knows?
Take a look at Philly's schedule for me.
Philadelphia's schedule. All right, like I said, this week they have a pick 'em. They're home against New Orleans. Then they go at the New York Giants. Divisional game on the road. But it's winnable.
Yep.
At the New York Jets. Joe Flacco starting this week. We
don't know what's going on.
We do not know who's going to be coaching, who's going to be but they have a bye after that.
Okay.
And those late buys are kind of important because now, usually during the week you don't have a time to look at like all these games and how to readjust. If they are in a decent situation, they can readjust some things and they're getting healthy. They're home against Washington football team, home against the Giants, then at the Washington football team, and then home against Dallas, and they could end up 4-0 because Dallas has it locked up. They could they could win their last 4 out. So there's a shot. There's an outside shot. I don't see it, but I see it, but I don't believe in it. Win the 4, that's 8 wins right there because they're 4-6 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Philadelphia, that's 5 wins the week before at the Jets. They couldn't pull off the Giants. 6. If they go 6-1 in their last 7 games, that puts them at 10-7. That gets them in.
That'll get you in the playoffs.
They got a shot.
I like their schedule. Coming up.
If you're a Philadelphia fan, you should be looking in good spots.
Simeon, you're looking at Simeon, Giants twice, Washington football team twice, and the Jets. You could have a 7-game winning streak right here. You
really could. They could pour this on.
And then
strong.
you could go 8 in a row if the Cowboys are sitting everybody.
Yeah, that's
and Cooper Rush doesn't play.
That's a good point. We're gonna have to asterisk the Philadelphia Eagles there because they could put on something else. That would be be like the Cardinals winning those 17 in a row. You did not see that coming.
Yeah,
that's a great point. All right, the AFC.
Get back to this.
Nobody's a lock to win there. Tennessee's probably the lock. They're a 1 seed. I don't know if they're going to keep that 1 seed or not, but I think that division is locked up.
We can get that. I'm okay with that.
Division's locked up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're sitting on a 3-game lead right now, and they're not going to pull back at any time soon. Colts would have to pull off something there, and Jacksonville and Houston are done. So Tennessee for sure is in.
That's about it right there. There's question marks everywhere. If we're guaranteeing Buffalo's in,
I'm guaranteeing Buffalo's in.
Then you got to guarantee the Patriots are in, don't you?
I'm guaranteeing New England's in. New England's schedule looks pretty good, and they've got that bye that I'm talking about. They've got that bye in Week 14 to get it straight, and then they are at the Colts in Week 15, home against Buffalo, which we already talked about because they've got them twice in 4 weeks. Home against Buffalo, they could win that. Home against Jacksonville, they'll win that, and then at Miami, they'll win that. So 3-1 or 4-0, and after that bye week is an important one. And you're looking at things like, hey, what do we have to? What did we do right? What did we do wrong? You can look at against Tennessee at home in Week 12, we kind of struggled, or what do we need from out of McCorkle, or at Buffalo, let's say they take a loss there and they go in the bye. What can we do to get that game right in 2 weeks when we're at home while we're also getting ready for the Colts? So they're going to revamp things, maybe do some scheme changes. I think New England's in. So I do think that Tennessee's in. I think Buffalo's in, and I think New England's in. And that's after that, it gets kind of weird. I don't have faith in the Steelers. I'm sorry, Steelers fans, and I'm sorry, Cincinnati Burrows. I think that offensive line is getting tired. And Cleveland, you look too sporadic for me. I think Baltimore's going to win that division.
Okay. Best coach, best quarterback in my mind.
Yeah,
so.
He's in the top 3 right now for MVP, you would agree?
Yeah.
So it's probably Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, right around there. It would be there, I think. Kansas City, I guess we have to know what goes on in the next couple weeks to see that it wasn't just they're back type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Big game against Dallas, then they go in a bye. Then they're home against Denver, home against Las Vegas. They put those guys to bed. They're done. They're not getting into the playoffs. Those are divisional games wins. Then they're at the Chargers, and they're basically saying, this is our division now. Pittsburgh, at Cincinnati, at Denver. The Dallas game, throw that out. 2-3. They go 3-0 against those teams. Denver, so they win at Cincinnati. 4-2 at the worst there. Going after the Dallas game. Puts them at 10-7 at worst. At worst, 10-7. And I think they win that division with that. So I think Kansas City's in. So now it's the 6th and 7th team. And I think the Chargers are getting in.
I do too. I think they get the 6th spot.
Yeah. They've got the Giants at home. They've got Cincinnati at home. Those are week 14 and 13. I'm looking backwards, but at Houston in week 16. At Las Vegas, home against Denver in Week 17 at Las Vegas. They've got some divisional games that are going to play them well. Week 11, Pittsburgh, that'll be a battle. 2 teams that are trying to get in there. If they beat Pittsburgh at home this week, pretty much will knock out Pittsburgh and will solidify that maybe they've got it right. So keep an eye on that game. And then I actually have Indianapolis as my 7th team.
I completely agree. I want to believe in Indianapolis. I don't like the rest of their schedule. Bills, Buccaneers, Patriots, Cardinals on there. Yeah, you can beat the Texans and the Jaguars as well.
It is not an easy schedule.
It is not a fun run for them.
I might have to rethink that.
And that's what I've been sitting over here trying to figure out. I don't really like anybody's schedule.
I don't like anybody's schedule either.
On the way out of here.
I'd have to read
that's why I like the Chargers so much to get in that 6th seed because I like their schedule. You play the Raiders, Broncos, Texans, Giants, Broncos again, Steelers this week. I like the Chargers a lot to get that 6th seed.
Everyone's got a pretty tough schedule. I'm telling you, you're getting in that 7th. That 7th team is getting in with a 7-10 or 8-9 record. It's a race. It's a race to 8. Wins.
Take a look at the Miami's Dolphins schedule.
Okay, starting this week at the Jets. Welcome back to the league, Joe Flacco.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, Cam Newton's got a 2nd start of the season, but it's at home. It's on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got the Giants. Then they go to a bye. They've got the Jets at home, at New Orleans, at Tennessee. That's locked up. And New England's still fighting for a better seed. So if they win this week at the Jets, there's one win. Carolina right now would be a team that would make the playoffs.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, could there be a resurgence there? That's a toss-up game. That's the one you want to highlight to see what they're doing. Jets win. Giants at home win. Jets at home, they win again. You don't know what's going on with New Orleans. It's at New Orleans. We'll give New Orleans that win. Tennessee probably sitting. I don't know. It's so weird with the extra week. Would they sit? And then New England, too. I'll give you 3 wins, but there's a lot of toss-up games that they really need to do things. And that's a lot of work for them to do when they're sitting at 6-7. I mean, they're 3-7 now. Those 3 wins would put them at 6-7. And then you've got to make that race to. You got to make the race to 8 or 9. To get that spot, and that's what it is. It's a race to 8 and getting in with the 8-9 record.
So we're pretty much in agreement. We think 88 has probably got the best chance team wise. They just got to win some games.
Keep your eye on Philly as well. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going into the absurd. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to lead into a lot of what ifs. A lot of speculating on things, but it's going to be the absurd, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait to hear your input on it. I can't wait to hear what people are saying on the Facebook comment thread, what people are listening at home. We'll be right back here at ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us, we're local.
The Rock says he's going to make your Rudy Poo candy ass famous.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Matt Koss of the Quad City Times, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Hey, Cyclone fans, this is Chris Williams from CycloneFanatic.com. One thing I've learned over the years is that Iowa State fans stick together. When you're tailgating, you want in your glass a drink that loves the Cyclones as much as you do. You should try Mississippi River Distilling Company in LeClaire. It's owned by Cyclones, and the spirits you drink are made from grain from local farmers. Try the Cody Road Bourbon or the Iowa cream liqueur at your next tailgate. And stop by LeClaire for a tasting and a cocktail. Go Cyclones.
Shop Tyson's Friends and Family Sale going on now and save big on all the gifts on your list this year. Give a little, get a little when you purchase Ariat, Under Armour, Columbia, and Carhartt with a free Tyson's gift card on select purchases. We've got great gifts for the DIYer with big savings on select DeWalt and Milwaukee tools. Feeling festive? We've got you covered with our new selection of winter porch pots and greenery on sale now. All these great deals and more through November 28th. Shop in-store or online today at Tysons.com. Tysons, home, farm, auto.
Mike Greenberg. Green.
So Baker Mayfield is a guy who came into this season with probably as much riding on the outcome as anybody. He's in the same draft class as Josh Allen, who's gotten paid, as Lamar Jackson, who is now setting himself up to get paid, like a Mahomesian kind of contract. And Baker is the guy for, I think, all of the right reasons, that there was some question. Do you pay him or do you not? And he bet on himself. And if he had a huge year, which he isn't, and if the Browns had a huge year, which they aren't, then he probably stood to make like $150 million. But now what's going to happen? So they've picked up his 5th-year option. This is his 4th year. So he's got one more year. Does he go the Kirk Cousins route? Like, does he try and position himself into a place where he becomes the franchise tag guy?
Greeny, 9 till 11 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
It's Black Friday now at JCPenney. Starting Friday, shop thousands of Black Friday deals across the store while they last. Our Yes Please diamonds are only $19.99 each. Bundle up the family in jackets under $25. Plus, update with cookware and cutlery, now $9.99 each after $10 mail-in rebate. These deals are yours for the gifting. Happy Black Friday, JCPenney. Offers valid on select items 11/19 through 11/21. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Chris Canty and Mike Golick Jr.
I also need to know where my camera is because I do need a little bit of advice for a certain friend of ours here that we have seen. Because I enjoyed watching the New York Knicks. I enjoy what they have brought to the table on all this. Evan Fournier is a great addition for this team. We have seen him bring so much to all. I just have to invite my brother in arms here, to come down the road I have been on. It's time to come on home. All right? I have been given this advice by people in my life that care enough about me to help, and so that's all I want for everyone else here. Tyler Lockett made that decision this offseason. Out here balling for the Seahawks now. Like, this too can be yours if the price is right. That's all I'm saying. Like,
so, Mike, what you're saying is his jumper ain't the only thing that's fading away.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I want what's best for him. I want him to be able to go out here and thrive and look good in the process.
Canty and Golick Jr., 2 till 6 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your wipers are streaking. It might be time for a new set. We've got a great deal to help you get the job done and be ready for the weather ahead. Right now, you can get a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail or email when you buy 2 Bosch Envision wiper blades. And we've got even more ways to shop. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Over the past few years, people in the Quad Cities have been buying online more and more. Now, since the pandemic hit, online sales have absolutely skyrocketed. Having an online presence was important before, but now it's an outright necessity. But don't worry, MyLocalCustomers.com is here to help. All you need to do is go to MyLocalCustomers.com to receive a free competitive analysis to see what Town Square Media can do for you. We'll help you find more local customers online and help grow your business faster. Town Square offers premium website services that get you new leads every day, plus a dedicated marketing specialist who will work with you the whole time, so you don't have to mess with updating a website. It's fast and easy with no contracts, so you can cancel at any time. Be one of the first to sign up and receive $500 in free advertising on ESPN 1170 AM. As a business owner, you know how hard it is to get people to cross a bridge to get to your business. These days, they don't need to. Find your customers and keep your customers. Go to MyLocalCustomers.com.
Talk about local sports. Don't hassle us. We're local. Noon till 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
ESPN 1170 AM. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us for Local. It's almost 1. Yeah, it's supposed to snow at 106. Yeah, and be
today
periodically. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I don't think it's going to accumulate. It's just going to make those leaves wet. It's going to suck.
It's going to be annoying.
We got to rake. All right, I have not yet, even though the Twins took us out the first break, I've got yet to remind you guys about to join R-Bar's Text Club. To get exclusive offers and updates sent straight to your phone, text R-Bar to 1-833-302-2216. Visit textrbar.com or visit texrbar.com to sign up as well. You will receive exclusive offers and promotions, event announcements, new recipes and content, contests and giveaways, and much more. They'll be having things going on this weekend at 1 o'clock for the Iowa-Illinois game. Get a hold of those guys. Get a hold of the Twins and make your reservation. Look them up on Facebook while you're there at the R-Bar. Make sure to like and follow and make a reservation to watch the games. All right. Yesterday, my memories brought up something from 3 years ago on this show. I don't know why I started talking about it, probably because I make up a bunch of nonsense. And I, go on a tangent about some things. And it came up on my memories. And I was like, you know what? This has never been answered. First things first, I want to remind everybody this. As I read this post, I'm going to pause and catch you all up on the history of what I'm talking about and what it is. Because if you don't know the rules, you shouldn't be answering the question. I reached out to some people, but for some reason I had this on the air. I was talking about it. Who would win a traditional WWF Survivor Series match between the 1992 Dream Team, that's basketball team, and the 2008 Redeem Team starting lineups? So, people automatically think that is a LeBron versus Michael thing, one-on-one. They would play basketball. It is not basketball. I am talking about a made-up scenario where in a WWE professional wrestling ring, they would wrestle each other. We've done this before when we went through the coaches, what would happen in like a Royal Rumble situation, okay? So, for those who don't know, what is the Survivor Series? Well, the first Survivor Series was held in 1987. And it came on the heels of the success of WrestleMania 3. Yes, I'm reading this off of Wikipedia. But now this is also one of the things that's considered the pay-per-view. This is one of the big four. They don't really have the Survivor Series much anymore. What it was originally was it was just supposed to be a team of guys, okay? And it would be like, hey, the good guys, the faces versus the heels. And it's usually about 5 guys on each side. The original 5-on-5 main event was held at Richfield, Ohio, Richfield Coliseum. Here's the bad guys. Andre the Giant, Butch Reed, King Kong Bundy, One Man Gang, and Rick Rude. Versus Hulk Hogan's team of Bam Bam Bigelow, Don Morocco, Hulk Hogan, Ken Patera, and Paul Orndorff. A 5-on-5 match. What is Survivor Series? Well, pretty easy. If you get pinned or DQ'd or you tap out, you leave the ring.
Yep.
Now your team's down to 4. If your team loses another one, down to 3. Sometimes you're down 1 versus 5. Sometimes it's down to 1 versus 1. But as much as anyone loses, all right? It was just a way to showcase all their talent. So those two both were held at Richfield Coliseum, 87-88. It's always traditionally around at Thanksgiving time. About the third one, they went to a 4-on-4. Now they start giving them names. And this one was the Heenan family, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Andre the Giant, Arn Anderson, and Haku versus the Ultimate Warriors. That was the Ultimate Warrior, Jim Neidhart, and the Rockers, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. That was just a 4-on-4. Traditional's a 5-on-5. But they've had 4-on-4, 3-on-3. So I asked the question. And 3 years ago, everybody asked that. And I know for a fact it bothered me that no one would read that at the traditional WWF. And I was sitting with my friend and complaining about it. I'm like, I just don't get that nobody understands how a Survivor Series match works when I want to have the 92 Dream Team, which I'll go down the list, and the Redeem Team, and I want them to professional wrestle each other. And my friend said, not everybody had your growing up of eating donuts on a Sunday and not going to church and shotgunning a 6-pack of Coca-Cola Classic. And my response was, well, yeah, but everyone was 11 once.
Yeah.
And then my buddy's response was, that's irrelevant. So I posted it again. I'm like, you know what? This question still haunts me. No one has the answer for this. All right? So, if this was a Survivor Series.
Yes.
The 92 team, your captain, and he was the captain, would be Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing. Versus the 2008 team, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, CP, Carlos Boozer, Dwight Howard. Interesting. Kind of tough.
Yeah.
But Brad comes through. I'm going to read what Brad Hines writes on my post. Long story short, it's down to the captains. Phil Jackson's the ref, I'm assuming. That sounds fair. I would say that. Both guys hit their finisher. MJ hits the airness, which is a variation of Macho Man's elbow. I like that he has the names for the finishers. And Kobe hits the Black Mamba, which is the variation of the Superman punch. It's great. They both kick out of each other's finishers. Basically what he's saying is all 4 of them get eliminated. It's just down to those 2. All right? It's not like a 5-on-1. Someone comes out of nowhere. So then he comes back with... Kobe goes for another Black Mamba, but MJ moves, and Phil takes the ref bump. The ref's out, right? Pippen hits the ring with a chair. Stands for a minute next to MJ, like he's mad at Kobe for hitting his coach, but wham, Pippen hits MJ. Kind of like when Hogan came down, and he's like, whose side is he on? Pippen is waving for an official, and out comes Craig Elo in a ref shirt, and he counts the Kobe pin on MJ. Kobe, Pippen, and Elo celebrate and spray paint NBO on MJ and proclaim themselves the new basketball order. Garbage fills the ring and the pay-per-view ends. It's poetic. It's great. It's homage to the Bash of the Beach in 1996.
That's good.
It's really good.
That's fun.
So that's what I like. So then I'm like, all right, I can't do this. I can't stop. I got to come up with Survivor Series matches.
All right. How would you come up with?
I came up with 6, it looks like.
Nice.
Some are good. Some not so good.
All right.
The first one I came up with, it's a 5-on-5. Majority of them are 5-on-5s. I only have 1 3-on-3.
All right.
But the thing is, you can throw out a topic and we can grow from here. Mm-hmm. It's the all-time Tom Brady Patriots versus the all-time, the 1-year Tom Brady Buccaneers.
Oh, fun.
Obviously, Brady's on both of them.
You got 2 Toms.
We got 2 Toms.
We got We got Tequila Tom.
Yeah.
We got long haired.
Yeah. We got Trophy Tom. We got Trophy Tom and Tequila Tom.
Gotcha.
But we do have 2 Gronks.
2 Gronks.
Uh-huh.
All right.
We got pre-retirement Gronk and post-retirement Gronk.
Okay.
I threw in Randy Moss. He's one of his all-time best teammates. And I threw in Julian Edelman.
Who else you got?
I'm not done because I felt like this was a loaded team. So I have to bring it down a little bit.
Okay.
Adam Vinatieri, welcome to Tom Brady's Patriots from the Survivor Series.
You took Vinatieri over Welker?
I sure did. Welcome. He kicked the field goal for him to win his first Super Bowl. So the Tom Brady Patriots are in a Survivor Series match against the one-time Tom Brady Buccaneers. We could add this year if you want to. We could do that.
I mean, it's pretty much the same team.
I don't really like it.
It's the same team.
So Tom Brady's on this one. AARP Gronk's on this one.
Gotcha.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear that he was on the Patriots. He didn't make it didn't make it like more than 3 weeks. Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Goodwin?
Yeah.
Godwin? Yeah, I mean, that was like,
Leonard Fournette, maybe?
I thought about that. I thought about maybe throwing in LaShawn McCoy.
No, he doesn't need to be around anymore.
It's just cool, though, to have Shady on your team. It's like I kind of do it. All right.
Don't forget, post-retirement Gronk's got a little wrestling experience.
Well, he's taken out the other one. Oh, by the way, originally on the Brady's Patriots was Aaron Hernandez. But I didn't want to get too dark, but I was almost like, you got to have a killer. But at that point, I thought it was too stacked of a team that a killer, like, puts you over the top. So I was like, I can't.
Smart move.
Yeah. I don't know who the heel and the faces are in this one, though. It's obviously the Patriots, right?
The Patriots are the face.
Heel. No.
You don't think so?
People hate. They are.
Oh yeah, people do like this Tom. Yeah, okay, you're right.
Everyone likes Tequila Tom. No one likes Trophy Tom. No. And then if you threw in Aaron Hernandez, they're definitely the heels.
Yeah.
God, I really kind of want Aaron Hernandez. Maybe he makes an appearance. Maybe he makes an appearance and kills them all. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. That's my team. Those are the 2 teams. Where does that go from there? I don't know. I mean, the whole storyline, like what Brad did, is tough for us to do just off the top of your head or whatever else. The Patriots one is loaded. The Vinatieri, he's out right away. So now it looks like they're down 4 man to 5. I'm sorry, kicker, you're out.
You're see ya.
If Aaron Hernandez does interfere, it's to take out Gronk.
Yeah.
And because he should have been there.
Yeah, that's a spotlight.
Doesn't have to kill him because this is still a family show. It's entertainment.
JR, he's killed him. He killed him.
My God, he's dead. So now they're down 3 to 5.
Uh-huh.
I think Moss goes on a run here. And he takes out retirement Gronk and Antonio Brown.
And Godwin.
So
now you got Mike Evans.
And just Brady.
And Brady.
Yeah, Tequila Tom.
Against Edelman, Brady, and Moss?
Yeah.
All right. Moss gets confused on which Tom is Tom. Which was the right Tom.
There you go.
And he hits.
He hits Tom terrific.
Yeah. And then as he's hitting him,
Tequila Tom takes him out.
Moss
is out.
Yep. Moss is gone.
Well, I mean, I can't believe we waited we didn't do this with Merrick, but okay. It's better for us to do it. So now Trophy Tom Terrific is out. Now it's Tequila Tom and Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Versus Edelman and Moss. I think Tequila Tom's team's winning.
Yeah. That's a lot of size.
Yeah. Mike Evans and Moss, they somehow like get a 10 count. They fall onto the floor.
Moss is gone already, isn't he?
Oh yeah. He just hit him up.
Edelman
and Evans. So wait. Yeah, Tequila Tom. No, he took out Moss.
Tequila Tom. Yeah.
Tom Terrific's there. Moss is when he hit the wrong. We lost track here.
Okay.
Moss hits Tom Terrific.
Gotcha.
And when he got, oh my God, I hit my guy, then Tequila Tom hits him, takes Moss out.
Yes.
So you still have the 2 Toms.
Yeah, 2 Toms, and you got
Edelman and Evans.
Yeah.
Okay, now they spill over. Oh, boy, this is where it gets crazy. Edelman and Evans are in a fight because they're both like, oh, he's my favorite receiver of all time. And they take it out to a 10 count. They're in the back area, and it's like the referee's like, 10. You're at a 10 count. You guys are out. So now it's down to Trophy Tom, Tequila Tom. I don't know. I think it's Tequila Tom.
It's got to be Tequila Tom.
Tom wins, takes out Tom Terrific. Crowd goes nuts.
Tequila Tom feels no pain.
That's right. And celebrates with tequila.
A lot more, more experience in that head anymore.
Show me some tequila wisers. People start throwing because now they're in seltzer form.
Yes.
It's not just bottles of tequila. He's already got
He's cracking them.
He's got the seltzer cans of the seltzer tequila.
And
seltzers.
then as he's cracking some, Terrific Tom comes and tries to be a good sport and gets in the ring and shake his hand. And Tequila Tom's not having it.
Yeah.
Tequila Tom's got too much tequila in him.
That's a good one. I like that. We'll keep it sports related. I'll move on to a 3-on-3. This one's pretty, I think, a little bit easier. And I like the traditional. I'm more traditional.
Yeah, 5-on-5.
I was there 5-on-5, but I will switch it up just for this because we'll keep it sports related before it gets a little too crazy. But good job. I'm glad you're following along. You understood the assignment of how this is working. All right. We're going to go with the first 2 big threes. KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce.
Yes.
Versus LeBron, D. Wade, Chris Bosh.
Oh, that's a fun one.
This is a fun one.
That's a fun one.
I'm a fighter for this one.
Okay.
This one I got a little heated, like my ears started getting a little red, thinking about how much I'm not going to budge on this because I feel like automatically people are going to think it's LeBron, D. Wade, and Bosh.
Okay. KG's a bad man.
You don't want to mess with the old block family.
I got a little twist in it.
Okay, well he did. This team would definitely be called the OBF, the Old Block Family. That was KG's posse that he ran with. Like he was the one that brought those guys everywhere, wherever he played. KG's obviously, I don't care if Paul Pierce was the captain of the Celtics. As far as this big 3 goes, KG's the captain, LeBron's the captain. This is an interesting one. Where do you see this going?
I like right away. I like Dwayne Wade and Paul Pierce starting this fight, and Paul Pierce gets thrown into the turnbuckle, hurts his shoulder, hurts his leg, hurts everything, has to be taken away, leaving KG and Ray Allen by themselves against the big 3.
Okay.
Then you got 3-on-2. All of a sudden, it gets a little rough for him. Ray Allen gets pinned by Chris Bosh.
I'm with you on that. He's just always, for some reason, I just feel like Ray Allen's like always off in the corner just thinking you're just going to pass me the ball so I can shoot it, right? And they're like, no, you have to do something.
You have to do something.
Yeah.
And as soon as he starts doing something, he gets beat down.
The only thing I want to throw in here is I'm with you because I do believe it, but I just want to make a reference, like instead of, like when Hulk Hogan hulks up, like they'd make a reference like he's morphing into Jesus Shuttlesworth, and then, but we have to stick to the Ray Allen because I think that's more likely, though, yeah.
So now it's 3-on-1.
Yeah,
KG versus the world.
Uh-huh.
And, KG's putting up a good fight. Here comes Paul Pierce down the entrance ramp, coming back from injury, limping.
When he actually pooped his pants. Like he did in the
wheelchair coming out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gets back into the ring. So now we're, back to 3-on-2. He's back. He's fighting. He's a fighter.
Okay.
Chris Bosh gets taken out with a championship belt.
Yeah, the
ref doesn't see it. He's gone. Mm-hmm. He's hurting. Back to 2-on-2.
I like that.
Kevin Garnett power bombs. D Wade out, gone.
Oh, LeBron.
LeBron's sitting there like he always has been.
Doing the meme, looking at D Wade like you were supposed to do it. Like, yeah.
Why didn't you tag me?
Yeah. Why didn't you? Blame it on him. Blame it on him. Yeah.
You got 2-on-1. Mm-hmm. It's tough. Right there. I think the Celtics throw LeBron into the ropes, hit him with a 3D, and Celtics take out LeBron.
I like it. Right before they do the 3D, KG does his signature call. Anything is possible, and the crowd goes nuts. And then so yeah, the big 3. The faces win that one. All right, this one can be a quick one. I gave you the list of top 10 paid coaches in the United States, according to Sportico. I had to make some parity here. All right? So in the first hour, we looked at who the top 10 coaches are in the U.S. sports. So they're Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Greg Popovich, Mike Tomlin, Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher, Kyle Shanahan, Steve Kerr. Keep in mind, Mike Tomlin won our Royal Rumble version of this when we did all the coaches. So Bill Belichick is a captain. This Pete Carroll, we're going to do that just because of the top two, and they're the, I don't know, not easily, the oldest. All right? So they're on opposite sides. So I'll give you Bill Belichick's team. He gets Nick Saban because they're butt buddies. They're friends.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna put him on the other side, but like, no, that's not how Survivor Series works. You gotta have a faction. Andy Reid's going on there as well. Then they got Steve Kerr.
Oh, this is a dynamite team.
I thought that as well. And they got Kyle Shanahan.
Oh.
Pete Carroll's team has Jimbo Fisher, Mike Tomlin, Popovich, and Sean Payton.
I like Pop on the other team.
I thought they had too much age already with Belichick and Saban and Andy Reid, so I tried to even it out.
Okay.
So that's why Kerr went over there. Maybe I should have flipped Sean Payton back over, but I'm fine with this. Make this one as quick as I can here. The heel team's the Belichick-Saban team. They're co-captains of this. And I think they win this one. I think the only liability they have here, the only loss, is maybe Kerr. Maybe Reed, but I think Shanahan and Nick and Bill all survive in the Survivor Series. Pete Carroll, he just chomps on gum. It's like Tomlin just getting beat by everyone. Jimbo Fisher gets out. Popovich is angry about something. He just wants to go give a bad interview. And Sean Payton's, out of it. Like, it's not. I can't even write this one down to it. That I just think in the end,
Popovich is mad at Carroll that he's the captain and he's not the captain, so he turns on him in the middle of the match and just walks out.
And he wanted to do a zone scheme or whatever else.
Yeah.
So, I think I think it's in the end Tomlin.
And who beats Belichick and Saban? Ever?
Nobody.
Nobody beats Belichick and Saban.
So the heels are actually. I'm glad we finally had a heel victory in this. Israel is asking, can you scheme in Survivor Series? I'm assuming you're saying like, can you turn on someone? Of course, there can be a turn. There can always be a heel turn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Popovich for sure beats up Carroll here.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be. He's like, I should be the leader. Of
Absolutely,
this team.
yeah. And then
you're not a leader. I'm a leader.
And then cuts a promo in the middle, just like it was great for giving interviews before halftime. Yeah,
hits him with a low blow.
Sure. And he's like, I'm the lead. Yeah.
And then they're like, what is
going on? If
you
you ever
on?
been coach of an Olympic team, I have.
Like Kerr standing there, like, just rolls him up for a pin real quick. Kerr pins Carroll.
I got another one that can be as fast as can be, but this is going to go off sports. Because I was thinking about fives.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if anyone else has a topic out there, please let me know, because I would love to do it. I was trying to get somewhere with boy bands. I mean, obviously you could do a Backstreet Boys in sync, but I'm sticking with fives. So I'm going with the original boy band, and I'm going with what I think is the best boy band of all time.
Okay.
They're fighting the OGs versus what I think is the best. You may not be too familiar with them, but I'll let you know who they are.
Uh-huh.
The original boy band, if you really think about it, is the Jackson 5.
All right.
There's 5. I need them there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go down the whole thing, but there's Michael, there's Tito, there's Jermaine, and I don't know the other two, and neither should you. The best boy band of all time is New Edition. Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, Ricky Bell, Ronnie DeVoe, and Michael Bivins.
Who is this?
You've never heard of... First off, you've never heard of New Edition?
I mean, I think I've heard of them.
You've never heard of Bobby Brown?
Yeah.
You've never heard of BBD?
I don't know if I have.
That song, Never Trust a Big Butt and a Smile?
Maybe I just know the song, and then I don't know who really sings it.
Ralph Tresvant. Anyway,
I gotta look into this.
These guys are from the Boston area. This is a squash match. This is a popcorn match.
Uh-huh.
This is early in the Survivor Series pay-per-view because New Edition is destroying the Jackson 5, and they are easily the heels in this. Bobby Brown, he's the bad boy of all of this. It's that's where my 5 was. I mean, it would be nothing. It would be over with. Like I said, there's popcorn matches in this thing. You have to do something. People can use the restroom during this pay-per-view. That's it. Now I'm going into. You want to do television or do you want to do a movie?
TV.
Perfect. We're doing a cast from a television show called Parks and Rec.
All right. Love Parks and Rec.
Versus the cast from a television show called The Office.
Oh, I love those shows. 2 of my top 2 shows.
Brad said TV Family Survivor Series matches. Trust me, I had that in my head. I thought I was dating myself way too much when I was having Uncle Jesse, Uncle Joey, and, and everyone else, and then throwing in and keeping people out. So trust me, I had that in my head. And I think it might have been against the Keaton family from Family Ties, but so that's where I got to this. If Brad is thinking the same thing or what I was at. So that's how I got to this, because I thought this is a better category. So you got Ron Swanson.
Yes.
You've got Andy.
Yeah.
Leslie. Her husband, Ben.
Okay.
And then Tom Haverford.
Tom Haverford.
Yeah. Versus Michael Scott, Dwight, Jim and Pam, because we got Leslie and Ben.
Yeah.
And then Andy Bernard, the Nard Dog.
The Nard Dog.
It looks very heavy, Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
This one where everyone, this is where everyone is waiting for this one, because this is two favorites. These are two faces.
Yeah.
There's no heels involved here. Everyone doesn't know who's going what, or do they not trust each other or anything. So, Brad says, I'll take Creed over Andy. I need a wild card.
Yeah.
And Andy Bernard's a wild card. That's
I
where
like Kevin Malone over Andy.
Yeah, well, I was trying to go through that. Trust me, I didn't want to throw in Pam.
Yeah.
But I had to, because, Leslie's out. She's winning tail of tape versus Pam. But Ben kind of brings them down a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Because I was worried about Jim. But I'm like, he's pretty athletic.
Yeah, Jim's an athletic guy. Smart guy. Dwight's their guy.
Oh yeah, they've been in karate.
He's your favorite.
They've been karate. He's the one. He's the one.
Black belt.
He's the one going barefoot too. He's not wearing wrestling boots.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and Michael Scott has beaten him. That's why Michael gets to be the captain. Dwight's not too happy, but he gets to be the assistant to the
captain.
Yeah, assistant to the captain. Where does this go? I do not know. I thought way too much about this. Pam's out early.
Yeah, nobody really likes Pam anyway.
And Ben goes out early for Parks and Rec.
Okay. Who's your next one out?
I think The Office loses their captain, Michael, early. Too.
Like Ron catches him?
Yeah, he just does something stupid. Like he doesn't understand the rules. Yeah. Like that type of thing.
I thought it was a 4 count.
Yeah.
They hold me down for 4.
No, you know what?
At 4.
I got one for you. He gets distracted by the referee because it's a female, and he turns into Date Mike. Nice to meet me. So he gets distracted by the referee because she's a female, and he gets rolled up because he turns his hat around. I'm Date Mike. Nice to meet me. The referee's like, "What are you doing?" So he gets pinned. That's how we lose him. So we're down to 3 versus 4. Parks and Rec has 4. The two Andys are both wild cards. Tom's a wild card, but Andy, he's... Yeah, he can... And they all have a different... The thing about Parks and Rec, that not only is there Date Mike, but you've got you've got Duke Silver character, you've got the FBI version of Andy. Leslie's the only one straight. Tom Haverford, he's going to be too vain. Something's going to happen. He's going to get punched and be like, I got to get out of
here.
Yeah.
I broke my nail.
So they're going to lose another person. So now we're down to 3 and 3.
Johnny Karate for Andy.
Johnny Karate.
Burt Macklin is the FBI guy.
Burt Macklin. There you
just
go.
sitting here thinking.
He's got all these different versions that he can go into. Like, even if he gets pinned, he gets to come back as him.
Yes, this is how they win.
Yeah, he keeps
This is how they win.
I think Dwight and Jim get into a spat or something. Dwight can't get over it or whatever else. But how they win is Andy keeps losing, but he keeps coming back. He's like the Mick Foley. He's got all these different characters, and he keeps coming back. They're like,
here comes Burt Macklin.
Yeah. Yeah. Parks and Rec win because they've got all these different characters. Duke Silver, no matter what. So Dwight and Jim kind of can't. The Nard Dog, he can't help it. All the parkour that he's done, it doesn't work out. Parks and Rec wins one by a pretty good margin. I think we are at 3-3.
I think Leslie stands over Dwight as a pin with one leg on him.
Yeah.
Hasn't done really has done some things, but hasn't done a lot. And then they put Dwight down at the end and Leslie standing there.
Then they put the women's title on her. Yeah, or it's the men's title.
It's the men's title,
but she wears it. Yeah, I like that. She demands a 5 count instead of a 3, King Kong Bunny style. Parks and Rec wins that one. Easer A's way ahead of you, buddy. Avengers versus Justice League.
Avengers. Those movies were terrible.
It's too quick. It's too quick to say. You can't just. I mean, there's a lot of powers involved here.
That's what it rides on.
A lot of finishers that are here.
Yeah.
I hate that it is that way, and everyone feels that. You've got Captain America, and Iron Man, Black Widow, the Hulk, and Hawkeye. Versus Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
Oh,
and
you went Hawkeye?
Isn't he the original Avengers?
So Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hawk.
Oh, Thor goes in before Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I don't really care for Hawkeye, by the way.
Yeah, he's just.
It's great. He's from Iowa or whatever else. Thank you. Oh, yeah, Thor gets to go in there. Yeah. Yeah. I should have seen that coming. Because trust me, I do not care for Hawkeye.
And you just get so much more fun with Thor.
Yeah.
Lightning, thunder.
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash. This should be a wash. Except for Captain America and Iron Man are going to get in a fight over who's the captain. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's right away. They just keep tagging each other over and over again. They never even get in the ring.
You're in.
Yeah, and as soon as they turn their back, that's going to tumble into something else.
Thor just hits them both.
Yeah, so we're down already. Super Friends are already up 5-3 before the match is like they've even touched each other because they just can't do it. They go brawl out into the stands. In the end, I think Hulk kills them all.
Yeah.
It's like,
just can't stop.
It's like they're just waiting
He
there.
just can't stop. Doesn't know whose team he's on at the end.
Here's how this all works out, and then we'll go to break. Here's how this truly works out. It's Bruce Banner sitting there the entire time. And he's watching, like, Wonder Woman, Black Widow is going out, Wonder Woman's out too, but eventually Black Widow goes out, so now they're down to Thor's in the ring. And Thor is somehow fighting. He's taken out Flash, and he's taken out Aquaman or whatever else. So now Batman and Superman are there. And all Hulk is doing is waiting for the hot tag because they're just beating. They're keeping him in his corner. They're keeping Thor in their corner. And he's trying to get over. He's crawling over, and they're just pulling him back. And every time, or they're even teasing. He's getting real close enough, and they're like, ah. They do some of the referees like does whatever else, and the crowd's going crazy because they're just cheating. And eventually, he's hulking up.
So you think Batman and Superman like take Thor out, like eliminate him, and then they like as soon as they get done with that, they're like, well, good thing Banner's not angry, and he takes off his glass and he's like, I'm always.
I don't even think Thor gets beat up.
Oh, you don't think Thor is gone yet? What I
think happens is they're keeping him in his corner. They're doing things that are dastardly. Like the referee is like, hey, or like they're like, hey, he's doing something over there. And every time the ref turns, they're beating up Thor a little bit more, and he's got to get his second win. But the hot tag has got to come, and that's where the Hulk he's getting to turn into the Hulk because the hot tag. And once Thor finally gets that, it hits him with his hammer, and he does that somersault across the ring, and he leaps in the air, and the hot tag hits, boom, Hulk explodes out of its clothes rip, and it's just he rips him apart.
Hops on the turnbuckle, jumps at him.
It's over
all the way across the ring,
and then Thor and Hulk are just standing there at the end, victorious.
I like it.
If there's any other things out there we can think about on the break, but that Survivor Series is coming up this weekend. We don't do it. They don't do it that way anymore. They just do regular matches. But that's the absurdity that goes through my head when I think about things that I want to talk about. But we can we can go back to sports unless we come up with another category. But we do have to take a break because we just went I don't know, about
30 minutes.
30 minutes about that.
Survivor Series matches that had nothing to do with Survivor Series.
Has nothing to do with Survivor Series. It's going on, and I couldn't even tell you really what the card is.
Z-Bar wants to know if the ESPYs are on today because there's no. Since we're not talking about sports.
It's a great call. Yep, he's not wrong. All right, you've heard Luke on the air, and you've seen Dave on our show. Don't Hassle Us, We're Locals. Happy to have Martin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry as a new sponsor on the show. Martin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry's goal is to help everybody have a positive dental experience, and that starts with their youngest patients at their very first dental appointment. The office is kid-friendly and designed to be comfortable for children of all ages. There's a designated kids area, and the entire staff is very experienced and comfortable with the children. For the adult hassle maniacs, Martin Family Dental will take care of all your dental needs, from your first cleaning to all restorative work. They have a relaxed environment to help you be as comfortable as possible at a place you like to visit. Check out their webpage at martinfamilydds.com and visit their before and after photos for whitening, and also read the testimonials for very satisfied patients. Plus, don't forget to like and follow their Facebook page as well. Call Martin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry today at 563-355-6626 to set up your appointment. Right back here, ESPN 1170 AM. Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
This is Merrick Brave from SCW Pro, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Don't let the holidays sneak up on you. Let Premier Metal Art customize the perfect gift today. Multi-layered, full-color, powder-coated metal art, plus so much more. Tumblers, fire pits, even holiday decor and keepsakes. Customize the perfect gift for the sports fan, first responders, veterans, and family members on your list. Order online at qcpremier.com or join them for their open house Saturday the 27th from 9 to 1 at their showroom, 1018 East Iowa Street in Eldridge. Premier Metal Art. Finish your holiday shopping today.
Design a personal holiday card in-store or online with a visit to thecameracorner.com. Upload your favorite family photos from your phone, tablet, or computer, then add them to any of the available designs. Visit the Camera Corner for quick pickup. A great gift idea for the photographer on your list is a Tamron lens. Expert staff can explain Tamron's image stabilization and their 6-year warranty. Online holiday cards, a well-versed staff, and a huge selection of cameras and Tamron lenses. Visit the Camera Corner today on the corner of Eastern and Kimberly Road, Davenport.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about that time for an oil change? We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $31.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish is...
It's pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you gotta buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With TracFone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too, because TracFone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G capable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Everyone, let's go! Casey's new Share Pack has a whole lot of good. A large Casey's pizza, cheesy breadsticks, and a delicious brookie dessert, all made to share for just $19.99. Because good things are better shared. Like good stories.
He's been in my pocket the whole time.
Good games. Yeah! And especially good food.
Hey, save some for me.
Introducing the new Casey's Share Pack. A large single-topping pizza, cheesy breadsticks, and a brookie dessert, all for just $19.99. Ask for the Casey's Share Pack or order in the app. Casey's, here for good.
So good.
Hi, I'm Mike Ham with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. 2 Sundays ago, Cam Newton said he was eating a bowl of cereal. He may now be the Panthers' lucky charm at quarterback. Carolina head coach Matt Rule says he's, quote, trending toward starting Newton this week against Washington. Newton accounted for 2 touchdowns in just 9 plays in a win over the Cardinals, just 3 days after signing with the Panthers. After missing 2 games with an ankle injury, Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray returned to practice on Wednesday, and he says he feels pretty close to being ready to play this week. Some other QB news, the Jets will start Joe Flacco Sunday against Miami, while the Dolphins expect Tua Tagovailoa to be back in the starting lineup despite an injured finger. Meanwhile, in Detroit, Jared Goff did not practice Wednesday and is being called day-to-day with an oblique injury. And 2 All-Pros back at practice Wednesday after being sidelined by injuries on Sunday. Saints running back Alvin Kamara and Cowboys left tackle Tyron Smith. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 6680 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 6680. Enjoy.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBLB Davenport, a town square media station.
All right, back here, ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us for local. Well, I hope you guys are all excited for Survivor Series because we really got you pumped up there. I'm positive of that. Positive of that. So, you know what? I think we're gonna play it. I think I'm gonna let everybody in it who hasn't done it yet. And I know I'm gonna probably have to write something up about it. But hey, it's Iowa's own, and then we get to talk about it. I know you don't get to see it on the Facebook Live, everybody, but you can go to YouTube and you can listen to the trailer for the upcoming American Underdog, a new movie coming out on Christmas Day.
Oh, they're releasing on Christmas Day. It is a Christmas Day movie, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
This is American Underdog trailer. The Kurt Warner story. Here's a trailer.
Wanted to see me, sir.
Sit down, Kurt.
Thank you, Coach. I prefer to stand.
That's how I do my meetings, too.
Go ahead, then. Tell me.
Tell you what.
Why a team worth $800 million, one of the most complex offenses ever built, should put you in the driver's seat. You're too old to be a rookie, too green to be a pro. So why in the world would I give you this shot?
All my life, I've defined myself through sports.
He's in Cedar Rapids now.
I've always come up empty.
Now he's in Cedar
Coach,
Falls.
I can win for you. You need to start thinking about life after football, son.
We gave you the chance. We're letting you go. I was meant for something. Something more.
You think you could be that guy?
Yeah, I do.
What are you doing here?
I wasn't ready for it, but I am now.
You defied all odds.
I've waited for it. I've bled for it. I know who I am. And I know why I'm here.
Fate made him a champion.
If you give me a chance,
Green went down hard and is not getting up.
I will not let you down.
You were born for this.
Something special about you, son.
Destiny.
Come on, sit the underdogs. You want to prove that?
American Underdog.
I can't wait to see how it ends.
Based on the... yeah, it's... Listen, I joke around about it, but I'll go watch it. I hope, honestly, I do hope it's on demand. Because I'll watch that. I know probably a little bit more about that than needed because... let's see. The only thing I see in there that's a little bit like, huh? Like, they never practiced outside at UNI. They were in a dome. So let's not do that.
Yeah.
The guy who played it plays Terry Allen, Coach Terry Allen for them. I think it looks like it might be it could be, but I'm not for certain. The guy who was the linebacker, remember the Titans, the one who got in the,
Was he drafted?
Warner?
Yeah.
I think he signed as a free agent, and then that's when they show he got cut from the Packers or whatever else.
I wasn't sure if he was drafted by them, like late round or anything.
Yeah, I don't. And then he obviously goes into he played World League and Arena Ball, so he was. But yeah, he was in Cedar Falls when he met his wife there. Met her at a country western bar called Coyotes. So, and it's a great story. Whatever else.
Not everybody that works in Hy-Vee wears an apron either. Like
They do not show the Hy-Vee there.
They did right then.
It was not. It was just like a small town thing. It's not like they're like, hey, this is a place with a helpful smile in every aisle. Yeah. Those are the things where I was looking at, and it's just a trailer, but not to pick at all that. But the outdoor thing at UNI. I mean, it's a dome. Like just
was the UNI helmets. I couldn't see at that point.
It said they had Panthers on their jersey or whatever else. And I'm trying to think I don't know why it's just dumb stuff, but if Terry Allen had like that handlebar mustache or not. But yeah. It probably is streaming as well, so
it'll be feel good.
It'll be a nice one to watch on Christmas or whatever else. And I don't really think I'm making it to the theaters for that, but just I always the thing is like for as many times I told the story that I always remember when he came back after that year when he won the Super Bowl, and he came back. He was as an honorary honorary grand marshal for the homecoming parade, and the place put welcome back Kent Warner. I always think it was funny. He never replied to me on Twitter about being on the show. And the only reason why I say that is a friend of the show was like, hey, I think this is a good idea. I think it was Eddie out of Waterloo. Kurt Warner was kind of replying to some other people either on the NFL Network or whatever else. And he's like, I'd like to be on the show. He's like trying to expand his brand. He's like, I think we should all help each other out, podcasts or shows. So I wrote him to him, and I'm like, absolutely. Like, we should do that. Like, please, let's set something up. We're here in Eastern Iowa. I went to Cedar Falls. I think he was gone by the time I got there. He probably was working at the Hy-Vee when I was there. But, and no reply. So, a little bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right to do that, though. Guess it'd be a little bitter.
You plugged him today, though.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it's a good story. I mean, he's Cedar Rapids kid. He went to Xavier, I believe, and then ended up at UNI and did a good job there. And the rest is all history.
How come no calls from the Hawkeyes or the Cyclones? Do you know anything about that? Do you know why? Or is there like?
No, I'm sure we'll find out. Though. Yeah. That's hey, I can't spoil that for you. That's why you got to go see the movie on Christmas Day. Yeah. So all right. Most Valuable Player Award is going to be announced tonight. And Major League Baseball has done a great job.
Who's the three finalists? This, Vladimir, Ohtani.
Vladimir Guerrero, Ohtani, and Marcus Semien.
Okay.
And Vlad and Semien are both from Toronto. Mm-hmm. Ohtani is all.
It's hard to see that they're both in there and they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, and
none of them made the playoffs.
And Fernando Tatis Jr. None of them made the playoffs. So Major League Baseball has done what we all like, and that's rankings. And they looked at every MVP ever ranked. Keep in mind, that's what they've done it for. It's more subjective at all. I want to tell you this. Don't go crazy about whatever. They use a variety of ways to judge it, from wins above replacement to historical importance to the background of the quality of the league itself and the year a particular player won their award. They do say, hey, may get them wrong, may get them right.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're lists, and that's what's the fun thing for lists, is that people can argue about them. All right. They have at number 1, Barry Bonds, 2001 National League Giants.
Okay.
Gave some key stats here. 259 OPS, 73 home runs, 177 walks. Can't argue that.
Yeah.
But we'll see if there's anything else up there in the top 10 that we kind of go either way.
He was a monster.
Runner-up that year was Sammy Sosa. He had 64 home runs. The number 2, according to MLB.com, best MVP, Bob Gibson, 1968 Cardinals, National League MVP award winner. 1.12 ERA,
Ew.
13 shutouts.
That's good.
The pitching, they said, the pitching season by which all other pitching seasons will forever be judged. Pete Rose was the runner-up there with a .335 batting average. Number 3, Barry Bonds again, 2004 National League Giants.
Damn. Just like that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Top 3 twice.
232 walks, 120 of those were intentional. 264 OPS. Adrian Beltre was the runner-up there. Number 4, Mickey Mantle, the 1956 AL MVP. 52 home runs that year, 130 RBIs. That's at his peak age, according to Major League Baseball, age 24, and perfect in every possible way. His teammate, Yogi Berra, was the runner-up.
Does number 5 say Barry Bonds again?
Number 5 says Barry Bonds again.
Dude, can I read that from over here?
370 batting average, 799 slugging percentage, 268 OPS. It's the highest. It was the highest of his career, the OPS.
He's good.
He's good. Albert Pujols was set runner-up that year with 127 RBIs, this key stat. Number 6, Barry Bonds' godfather, Willie Mays, the 1965 National League MVP. 52 home runs, 112 RBIs. Number 7,
Is it Barry Bonds? Every other.
He's like every odd number is Barry Bonds. They're like, well, we can't do them back-to-back. No, it's actually Carl Yastrzemski, the Yaz. 1967 American League MVP, 326 batting average, and 44 home runs. He has the highest WAR on the entire list. Hartman Killebrew of the Twins had 44 home runs that year. He was the runner-up. Number 8, Stan Musial, 1948 National League Cardinals. 376 that year, 200 OPS, 131 RBIs. Stan the Man hit 376 and had a career high in homers, too. Joe Morgan's at number 9. 327 RBIs, 67 stolen bases, 169 OPS. Greg Luzinski, the Phillies, was the runner-up there. And then the 63 season we talked about earlier, Sandy Koufax. He was 25-5 that year with a 1.88 ERA, 306 Ks. That's the best thing that they said afterwards. Your grandfather will never, ever stop talking about this season. Mickey Mantle comes in at 11 from 1957. Willie Mays at 12 at 1954. Cal Ripken's 1991 season might be tainted now. I'm kidding. He hit 323, 34 home runs, 114 RBIs, and he didn't miss a game all season. Yeah.
Really?
I know, yeah.
I didn't know.
Here comes Mike Trout, 2016, his MVP season. That's number 14 on the list.
A little low.
The team did not make the postseason. Jimmy Fox rounds out to 15 at 1932. There's just a lot of them. It's just real nostalgic stuff. And if they're using that relevance or whatever else, I mean, expansion, the game changes, everything else.
Who was the next call? Was it Pujols and then...
Pujols is at 19. Jackie Robinson is 49 year. Is at so we'll just Ted Williams at 16, 1946. Robin Yount at 17, 1982. Jackie Robinson, 1949, 342 that year. 124 RBIs, 37 stolen bases. Albert Pujols' 2009 year. He had 47 home runs that year and 135 RBIs. And then A-Rod's 2007 with the Yankees.
I thought that would have been higher.
Yeah. Is it tainted, though?
Even if it is. So it was 1, 5, and...
1, 3, and 5, yeah. Ted Williams at 21. There's Bryce Harper.
Ooh, about to be 2-time winner.
About to be. Thing they say about that, Harper was so great this season, he may spend the rest of his career trying to live it down. Not going to lie there, that's true. Ricky Henderson in 1990. Stan Musial. Yeah, but a lot of them are just much older than I can imagine. There's Barry Bonds in 2003, 26.
Again?
Yeah, so he just doesn't make the top 25. Mm-hmm.
So let's look at this list.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ohtani wins tonight. Top 10?
You know, let me pull this up real quick because I think I'd like to talk about that. Where is this at? Because give me 1 second. Because is it in the top 10? Let's compare it. It's certainly incredible and one that we shouldn't forget about. How's that? And because of what he did. But I just want to look at a few of the numbers. Where is it at? The case for each MVP award finalist. And this is written also on MLB.com and was written yesterday. So let's see what they say about Ohtani. That we kind of look at that. The guy who I'll give credit to the guy who writes it. It's just MLB.com. So staff report. Says it was a season like any other. in Major League history. He had a historic year, defined the odds by excelling as both a pitcher and a hitter. At the plate, he batted .257. 46 home runs, 26 doubles, 8 triples, 100 RBIs, 103 runs scored, 26 stolen bases in 155 games. He made 23 starts, went 9-2, 3.18 ERA, and 156 strikeouts in 130 and one-third innings. He finished the year with 9.1 WAR, wins above replacement, according to Baseball Reference, is the highest, by far the highest total in the majors. The second best was what User A's mentioned, Zach Wheeler. He had a 7.1 WAR.
Wow.
Simeon had a 7.3, so he's almost 1.5 higher. He did it all and became the first player in the American League or National League history with at least 45 homers, 25 stolen bases, and 5 triples in a season. And that's not even including he was one of the best starting pitchers in the league. Also made history as being selected to the All-Star game as both a starting pitcher and a designated hitter. They had to change the rules for that. Remember that.
They did.
They didn't win. They didn't make the postseason.
That's the worst part. That really is the worst part.
And you can't sit there and say, well, he didn't have Trout.
How much fault of his is it, though?
It's not his fault. It's they didn't have Trout and no one else produced.
Nobody.
But they should have. I mean, the Giants made the playoffs in 2001, right? They didn't. I know they made the World Series in 2002. Bob Gibson, the Cardinals, I think they won it. Barry Bonds, 2004, did they make it? Mickey Mantle, of course, they made it in 56. The Bonds, obviously, the number 5 year it is. Willie Mays, 56. The Red Sox did not win in 67 with Yaz. Cardinals, 48. San Musial. Morgan, Reds, 75, yes. Koufax, 63, yes. I don't want to hold that over him. But we're talking about the top 10. But he's in the top 10. I mean, the thing is the game has changed, and I'm sorry, it's going to be easier for us to say because of recency bias to take out a Yaz or a Stan or Joe Morgan out of the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Koufax one stays. I think Willie Mays stays. I think Mantle stays. None of them drop. But Yaz and Stan and Joe, one of you can move, and Ohtani's year can go in there.
Yeah.
So I think it is a top 10.
I wish it had done this after this year, like right afterwards.
Where does it fall?
Yeah, like I wish they would have done all these things like right after it.
Yeah.
I get they're doing it to make you want to talk about it and get it relevant. And
stuff I know I said staff. It's Will likes, and actually, I'll send him a thing on Twitter after they announce it. Where does he fall?
Okay.
I'll just see what he says. And at MLB, and just once they announce it, I'll just say where does this rank in your list? I'll just copy and paste it and then put it up there and see what he says, and just to add into it because it's incredible and it's fun to look at. So, all right, Thursday night game tonight. Patriots, Falcons. What do we like?
I like the Patriots in this. It's tough for both teams. You know, both teams they were just on a. It's not like they played at home last week. The Falcons didn't. So you still got to travel a little bit. I just think the Patriots just better coached.
Yeah,
just
Arthur Smith, and I mean, like I said, they had to get Matt Ryan out of there. I think the free agent signings for the Patriots on defensive wise, and they have a good defense, are starting to gel now. And it just meant sometimes that's just a matter of getting to know each other. I mean, look, the Buccaneers didn't start looking like the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers till the last 5 games of the season.
Yeah.
So it's kind of looking like his Bill the evil genius. So
yeah, Damian Harris is back tonight too. I think that's going to help a lot. And, I just think we're just.
Mike Davis is not the answer for running in Atlanta, and
Cordell Patterson.
Might not play.
Oh, he might not play?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he might not play. So I know he was 2 days ago listed.
You can get tickets for $29.
Sweet.
If you're in Atlanta.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks, Adrian, for playing around with the Survivor Series. We'll see you tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we'll do some things tomorrow.
Perfect. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Enjoy yourselves. Stay warm. Get the ice melt out, I guess, if it's gonna stick, which it won't. And get your leaves taken care of. I know there's you don't have to do your stickers on your tag, so get it picked up. Your neighbors don't want to look at that anymore, especially my neighbors. All right, enjoy yourselves, Quad City. Stay safe and sanitized. Good luck today. Good luck every day.
This is Julian Vandervelde, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
That has to be the ugliest t-shirt I've ever seen.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Where did you even find something that ugly?
I got it at QC Custom Tees. They are doing these ugly sweater-themed t-shirts for local businesses with their logo on them. As soon as I heard about it, I got them for my entire staff to wear for the holidays.
Okay, that makes more sense.
They're offering t-shirts, long-sleeve t-shirts, crew-neck sweatshirts, and hoodies, all with this ugly design on them. Oh, and the t-shirts are super soft.
I might have to get some for my staff. Or maybe I can get my gym to get some for us to wear.
That's what's so great. Anyone can put their logo onto this ugly design. Plus, a portion of every t-shirt sold goes back to King's Harvest Pet Rescue in Davenport to help them during this holiday season.
That's a win-win. I'm definitely going to get my staff some of these.
Don't wait too long. They're printing them for a limited time only. And even though we haven't cut the turkey yet, the holiday season is already upon us.
Go to their website, QC Custom.